guys, Tom61, and today we have the Gorky. Kind of saying goodbye to Gorky. This is a series that I like to do on the channel where once I finish a tech tree ship, I show off the last game in it, and today we're here on Shards. A spawn, running Kuznetsov. We'll go ahead and throw that commander build up, and we'll just kind of run you through this game, give you my thoughts on the Gorky. I do have to say, I think I was absolutely in love with the prior cruiser. The ship before it in the line, the Kotovsky, was like a Kraken printing machine, and Gorky is where it starts to get interesting. Now, one little, or at least it starts to get a little bit more challenging. One thing I did note about the Gorky is it is essentially the same model as the Molotov. I did recently get the Molotov in the wonderful Super Santa crate, so I will be diving into the Molotov probably soon. Once I get through some of the grind, I think I'll go ahead and put up a Molotov review just so that I have kind of a versus kind of opinion on the difference, much like we did with the DeGrasse, because, well, you know, it's a premium ship. You probably want to check it out. And I think previously that the allure of the Molotov was the fact that we didn't have a ship like that in the game. But of course, now we have Gorky, and I wasn't a huge fan of Gorky. Anyways, sorry. We are pushing into A here. We kind of push in just to the side right over here. We want to keep these islands as cover just because we know where the enemy spawns. They kind of spawn in the middle out there, and we can see that they're kind of running, the people that spawned on our side, running towards B, which gives us the clear to kind of push in here. We do see that the cap is contested, so we go ahead, pop our sonar, we put up our plane, and we get a detection. So excellent. It is the Russian destroyer Suboyetsky. He pops his smoke because he does not want to get hit. We do incapacitate him, probably his engines, and I'm sure he goes ahead and heals that. We're going to continue to push in the smoke because it looks like the team that spawned over here has, one, abandoned this poor destroyer, and two, does not give any cares about the fact that this destroyer is being hunted down by several people. He has cleared the cap because we're about to go ahead and cap it. He does pop up on our sonar. Unfortunately, he does hit us, so he resets our progress on the cap, but because we have other ships in the cap area, it doesn't fully reset. Anyways, we switch over to HE, and it's goodbye Suboyetsny, because he's not long for this world when he's going broadside. Yes, the Gorky doesn't have the greatest HE, but it will absolutely put a hurtin' on some ships, especially when they're light destroyers. And we go ahead and take the cap, and we finish off Suboyetsky. I'm just making up words here at this point. We finish off the Russian DD right there. We do try to come up with some smoke fire. Hawkins losing a significant portion of his health since we saw him last time. Let's see if we can go ahead and finish him. Shots out. Someone finishes him off before us. We go ahead, pull the hermit crab, and get into the smoke. And as we're in the smoke, let's go ahead and talk. Gorky, was I a fan of it? Not a huge fan. This definitely was a little bit of a struggle of a ship, and I can tell you how I can tell myself that, if that makes sense. If I put a camo on a tier 5 ship, there's one of two reasons I did that. One, I am super loving the ship, and I plan to play it once I get past it in the tech tree. Two, I need every advantage I can get while playing, and Gorky definitely falls into the latter, especially with trying to get some incoming dispersion. I think that was my main point in trying to get the camo, is just to get a little bit extra of incoming dispersion, because it hurts from time to time, and Gorky, not exactly the most well-armored of the Russian cruisers. Anyways, Duca d'Aosta doing an excellent job pushing in right here. He's at our very long range. We're going to go ahead and harass him with some fire as we push over. At this point in the match, we've kind of flipped the way. We do have a little bit pocket of resistance up in C, but for the rest of the game, it is very much A side versus C side, and we aren't looking too good. Mind you, we do have a cap, and we do have the boat advantage, though I would kind of say I think the enemy team is controlling the map a little bit better than we are. Now we're going to try to shoot out this Duca d'Aosta. He is full on charging that Gaide, and I think that Gaide has sent his torps out, and watch as he just dunks, this Duca dunks on the Gaide, says, yes, you may have sonar and you can see these torps coming, and they are going to wipe you out. Good on him for playing this aggressively, and I think he sees our next destroyer over there, and he is going to continue his destroyer murderous rampage, and good for him. He is doing what a cruiser should do, which is hunting down those destroyers, which, you know, like I said, good for him. We can see our destroyer letting out the torpedoes. I think this may be what sets the Duca off and notifies him that, hey, guess what? There is something of interest in that smoke, and I do want to go hunt it down. We see he does drop spot, and we're just going to kind of hold our fire here because we assume he's going to pop up relatively soon. Mutso starting to push in. We do have the AP loaded. AP very strong on these cruisers. When you can get it to work and when you can get it to sing, it is absolutely beautiful. But we're just going to kind of hold position out on this flank for right now. We know there's a incoming threat to our destroyer. We're going to try to save him. We see Duca pops up somewhat broadside. Beautiful shots. Of course, Russian cruisers do have fairly good accuracy. We can see a little bit of it right there, even though we whiff 2 of the shots, and unfortunately all of them are overpens, but we're working on it. We're trying to take out Duca. You can see he's repeating his just put down torpedoes towards the enemy destroyers. Ends up taking out the destroyer in the end, so good on him. Mutso pops out, and we are going to get shown what this AP can do. Beautiful hits right there, I think totaling about 10k in a salvo, and none of it citadel damage, just the regular pen damage, and that's exactly what you want to see. Of course, after doing that, we have garnered his attention, and we do not want to be the focus of him, so we're going to go ahead, tap that gas, start getting out of here, and start trying to focus down on this Mutso. He's kind of done the thing where he's exposed himself because he's pushed through this side, so now everyone on our team is going to be able to focus him down. That's one of the harder things with playing this map when it flips to like this A versus C side, is you want to stay on your side. It's very tempting to push through, but the moment you do, the rest of the enemies are going to try to focus and knock you down. And also, can we just talk about our guy up at C? They still have not managed to cap it, which has kind of left us in the game. Mutsu realizing that he is going to be outgunned on this side of the map, and he has started to retreat. We go ahead and get the fire set. We do have a fairly decent fire chance on the ship. It hovers up there at 13%, which, you know, isn't the greatest fire setting chance full time, but it's good enough that it can get you fires when you need to get fires. Anyways, we're going to continue with our kind of sideways push right here, trying to get the eyes back on the Mutsu. Once we do that, we should be able to continue to engage them. Of course, we haven't done much damage in this match as of yet, just kind of winning the A cap and trying to do what we can against that Duca. Mutsu should pop up here relatively soon. We know he's over there. We have the wonderful ability of Kuznetsov, which points to the nearest ship. The enemy team has finally captured the C objective, and now Mutsu pops up. We're going to once again turn on out and try to get another fire started. We know he must have damage control partied relatively recently, so if we can get a couple of fires on him, we know they will be permanent ones. And we are now officially in a little bit of trouble because it is us and 2 battleships versus 3 battleships and 2 destroyers. So we also need to start being careful. We get a second fire started on Mutsu, and it is a permafire, so he is kind of stuck. Though, as of course we get that, I think his damage control party resets. We're going to try our luck once again in getting a couple more fires and be conscious of these incoming shells. Try to kind of get out of the way of them. Don't take the hits. And if we can start burning this Mutsu down, I think we'll get a couple more hits right here. No, not quite the kill shots we're looking for. He does drop off our radar. Of course, Japanese battleships do have the ability to equip the concealment perk in the 3rd slot, and that definitely hurts him there. We do get a fire, which boosts his detectability radius once again, and we know it's a permanent fire because we saw him use the damage control party recently. So this is good news. We're going to continue to fire out Mutsu, but if an enemy ship pops up, we can kind of turn our attention to someone else, because at this point Mutsu should be all but dead given the permafire that he is currently stuck with. So yay for us. We know Mutsu is there. We just kind of have to avoid the rest of his shots if we want to make sure we just don't take any additional damage. Shots come in from the Arizona, take out Mutsu, beautiful, and now it is time to push. We kind of have to do the cruiser job, right? One of the jobs of the cruiser is to kill the destroyers. We killed the one destroyer that capped on our side, but now we have a couple more that are out in the water. Thankfully, we do have the ability to hunt them down. We don't have sonar. That becomes available on this line in tier 6, and of course, we're still only at tier 5. So, unfortunately, we don't have the sonar to hunt them down, and we don't have the radar to hunt them down, and our sonar, not exactly the greatest sonar out there. You know, it's Russian sonar, so it doesn't have the greatest range. Only 4 kilometers to detect ships, and only 2.8 on torpedoes. And it's not like we are the most agile ship able to dodge shots. So that is kind of how we're using the Gorky here, is trying to bait the shots of the battleships. And when they do hit pretty hard. We do get that nice fire on New Mexico, though it looks like he instantly puts it out, which you know what that means. We're going to continue our AP spam on to New Mexico, try to get some more fire set on him, because if we can, they will be permanent fires. They will last the duration until he can go ahead and hit his damage control party. Once again, he takes a fairly huge hit right there, right in the nose, which is definitely going to help us. We get the perma fire on New Mexico. He doesn't have much health left, which means he is all but dead. And, well, we don't have anyone else to shoot at. We do flip over to HE because he is broadside. American battleships have that all or nothing armor scheme, which means we can get some pretty good full pen damage, though it looks like it is going to be the fire that ultimately takes him out, bringing us up to 81,000 damage. And we have 3 ships remaining, and we kind of know where they are, right? We see the Queen Elizabeth not much health. We know we can do a fairly good chunk to battleships, so we're going to push in. We do get spotted, but not by the Queen Elizabeth, so we do know a destroyer is around somewhere, and we know that we can push into it. So it is full speed ahead towards the indicator, and try to kind of go nose in. That way, any torpedoes coming our way, we have the ability to somewhat dodge them. In addition to that, we are going to go ahead and activate our sonar. That way, we do get that kind of 2-kilometer heads up that, hey, you do have some coming in. Queen Elizabeth goes ahead, fires at us, and we can return the fire. We turn in, try to just make sure that those shells don't quite hit us, and we do a fairly good job. Other good news coming in from the Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth is firing HE, which is good. We have a ton of health still remaining in this ship. We can go ahead and take a fairly hard direct salvo of HE and not really worry about it because, well, we don't have to. We do get that fire set on Queen Elizabeth, and once again, kind of a theme of this video, they extinguish the single fire, which is fine. We do take that big hit, but it is okay. Now that they've extinguished that single fire, we go ahead and return the fire that way, hoping that we can go ahead and wipe out Queen Elizabeth. Our shells fall just short, but we still want it, and we have an indicator of where the next destroyer is because he goes ahead and pops smoke. But more importantly, Monahan pops out in the water, and to our surprise, is he just sitting still? Yes, I think he hasn't. He was a disconnect, and he has just been chilling in this spot since the beginning of the game, which, you know, good on him. Good on him for being able to last this long. Or maybe he just got disconnected randomly during the match. But either way, he is now out in the open water. We get another huge hit from the Queen Elizabeth, who's taken us down to half health. But we have this Monahan just sitting here for the taking. We'll go ahead and say thank you for the free XP. Thank you for the kill. Also, our engine is dead, so we don't have anything else we can really shoot at. So let's go ahead and finish this off. Damage control party reloaded, and we go ahead and take it. Now it's time to go ahead and try to finish off this Queen Elizabeth, because if we can get a hit in, if we can get a sneeze while we've taken a big chunk of our health, if we can get a hit on Queen Elizabeth, we should be able to wipe Queen Elizabeth off the map. And I think that's just what we do there, bringing us up to 4 kills. And Gaide now in our sights with only 19 seconds remaining. Will we be able to wipe Gaide in the amount of time? We get the Confederate medal right there. We've already gotten the high cal, and a couple of seconds remain. Fire the front 2 guns, get some beautiful hits in, fire the rear gun. It's going to be the last one. and we don't end up getting the kill. We end up pretty decent match overall, and that is our last one in the Gorky. So yeah, guys, if you liked the video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.